Look at that. Why is 18-year-old Ethan Sheehan so ecstatic? Well, it's this game I'm about to show you. He took down Hikaru Nakamura, second best blitz player in the world, and Ethan's not even a titled player at blitz chess. He has a national master title for classical, but this is something else. And watch what he does in this game. It's not even a fluke. It's just a trouncing. Smokes Hikaru. What an incredible game that starts with e4. It's the Daniel Naroditsky Memorial event, played down in Charlotte the last few days in July here, 2026. Hikaru had black. Round 3. 3 minutes each plus 2 seconds back per move. That's known as excrement. And this is how it all started with a check. The canal attack, as this is known. Hikaru blocks here. Quick trader pieces. And now castles. Safe king. Solid pawn structure for Hikaru. Chewbacca's favourite move. The Wookiee one on the board. Now bishop e7. And d4 is the best move. If you use Lotus Chess, which I'm always going on about, to learn your openings, it's what it will tell you in this position. The link's below. Check it out. Incredible. Does endgames as well. But Ethan plays c4. Now it's a lovely Maroxy bind kind of setup. d4 coming soon, but look at this. These super GMs pounce on such micro inaccuracies. Knight e5 from Hikaru. And because you now never pushed it, there's pressure on this knight here. And if you take, well, now there's a big bind. And you got some problems. This wasn't played. The board's a slightly different colour. In this position, d4 was tried anyway, allowing Hikaru to shatter this structure. I mean, there's one that only a mother could love. Truly, king exposed, screams, naked as the day he was born, allows this now, queen recaptures, and bishop f6. So many opening principles being broken, all the pieces on the back rank, undeveloped, queen losing time, king's open. This is bread and butter to Hikaru. This is the kind of game he normally walks home. Easy victory, dark squared domination, and yet something remarkable happens. f4 is now played from Ethan. You know, he doesn't want to get too kind of bogged down here. At least let's gain some space, even at the cost of a pawn. Castles is played. Knight b5 could definitely be considered here. Go after the pawn, but Hikaru can drop back. And even if he ends up losing it, the queen's going to be streaming out soon. This was played instead. None of these shenanigans here, but it makes things a whole lot worse. What would you play here with black to continue the attack? It's bishop takes on c3. Very well done if that occurred to you. Not an obvious move, because this is a nice piece on the dark squares. But by removing this knight with tempo, you can now stream out with the black queen, and this king is in dire straits. There's a double whammy on this pawn now, and if you defend with queen d2, you're in big doo-doo. Queen h3 can come, cutting this king. The check was also playable, and it now allows this knight to hop in. You know, the queen moves now to try and fight against these mating threats on g2, and this is the big problem. You're on g2, but you're also on f3. You're winning exchanges. It's really bad. So this is why no queen d2, no f5, that doesn't help. We saw pawn f3. Gets the question mark, what was preferred? Bishop d2 apparently opened the queen. The point is, you have to do something defensive, even though you shed a pawn, which Hikaru takes, because at least now you've got a tiny bit of breathing room. You can bring a piece into the defense. You ask Hikaru a question, and he doesn't have the proper answer here. He should play knight g6, because although you lose a pawn, you can then play queen h5 or queen f6 worked. Point being, you're attacking the f3 pawn and controlling e5. And now when black defends the pawn, you can hop with knight e5 supported by the queen. The geometry's working. You're double whammying this one and hitting c4. And so when all's said and done, you get something like this. It's just really, really good for black. Let's back it up. Hikaru didn't backpedal. He played check. And now after king h1, he spends even more time, because look at the clock. He's just spent oodles on the last 2 or 3 moves and plays the stinker rook a d8. Now it defends this pawn, yes, leaves this one to maybe join the attack or push f5, who knows. But look at this. Bishop takes on a7. You've just shed a pawn, an important pawn. Can't get my words out there. Also now white has access to this square, and Hikaru makes it even worse with this terrible move. h6 best to give the king a bit of room. Queen h5, pressure the pawn. He plays d5. What a stinker. Hikaru, this isn't your sort of chess, surely not. Getting crushed by a 2400 at Blitz Chess. Now, he is a very good player on Chess.com, to be fair. Been over 3,000, has Ethan. But wow. Now, this is Hikaru's point. He hits 1 pawn, he hits 2 pawns. He's going to win it back, right? Well, rook a d1, covering this, is a very good move. Astute. Understanding that this is not such a biggie. You can bring the queen over, and this bishop does a great long-range job of controlling f2 one more time. So there's no knight tricks in the air. Hikaru would have to back up. The pawn can run. Apparently this is level, but it's black on the back foot here. White with the pressure, initiative, pieces flowing. This is one random computer line I found that gets kind of drawish, but these are very far from obvious moves. White's got the pressure. Let's back up. We didn't see takes with check. Hikaru brings the rook up the board. Of course, he's pushing for more. But with this move comes a problem. Bishop c5. And look at the pin. You're winning a rook, right? And even more than that, you're basically winning the house. The best move for black here is pawn b6, which looks complete nonsense. But here's the point. You're encouraging white to take the rook, and this is the best move, because now you can take with check, queen blocks, forced, the king couldn't move, and now you've distracted the bishop from the defense of the f2 square. So you can hop with check, king goes, and it's not about winning a rook, it's about hopping back, forcing a perpetual check, and that's the end of the game by repetition. So this is best. Hikaru doesn't find it. He plays rook g6, now setting up the mating ideas, because queen takes check, queen g2, and you've got an issue. But after the very simple queen e3, covering the pawn to defend against the mate, Hikaru is busted, because the bishop hits his rook, and he can't play the natural rook d8 coming in front of the pawn, because then you get branked. That's back ranked. Mate. Ice skated, does Hikaru sometimes call it. Not the one. So if you can't move the rook, what do you even do? Hikaru plays queen f5 in a panic. Desperately low on time now. Simply bishop takes. And Hikaru can't believe it. He can't even recapture to just be an exchange down. It's mate in 1. Or mate in 2. If you really want to twist the knife. Let's back it up. Hikaru plays h6. He can basically resign now. He's going to keep thrashing, try and checkmate the king, but it's all but done. The bishop backs up. The pawn's ready to roll. Down the board. Knight f4 played. Going for some tricks. Check. King up. Queen e4 goes for an exchange. Hikaru doesn't allow it. Desperately offers his knight. Please take it. Then I can mate you with queen and rook, but no chance, not today. Ethan goes rook g1 simply, covering all the threats, and Hikaru on move 29 plays knight g2, but doesn't complete the move in time. He loses on time in a dead lost position. You could push this pawn simply to win the game. That's the cleanest. There isn't actually a threat here for black that mates the king or wins big material. And there are other wins too. That one's clean enough. 29 moves, spanking. Wow. Have a look at the video on screen in case you missed Levy's incredible game. Played this same tournament. Double brilliancy against Robert Hess. And I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.